Ronaldo led himself personally. He drove himself to the level that he's on. And the first letter of leadership, L, stands for learnability. The ability to constantly learn. Leaders are learners. Leaders are readers. Leaders are observers. They take in information through reading, through questions, through observations, through personal training, attending seminars, and they improve the quality of their lives, the quality of their skills, the quality of their thoughts, and that results in their productivity. So if you are not a learner, you are lost. There are many people on social media who are just looking for entertainment. That's all. They just want entertainment. They don't want to learn. When they come across educative videos, they pass on. When they come across a video on finance, business, self-improvement, thinking better, making smarter choices, they scroll. What they want are the Jimmy kind of videos where people are just fooling around and just making a mockery of things on social media. All they want is entertainment. But there are people on social media who are making millions, and it was the result of they learning from educative videos, inspiring videos like this one on social media. I want to give a shout out to a great African that I admire so much and I've been learning from, the South African business guru, Vusi Thembekwayo, for doing such a great work on inspiring people like me and others to achieve greatness. If learning becomes a habit, growth becomes a culture. If learning becomes a habit, growth becomes a culture. Because it's impossible to continuously learn without growing. Unless you decide that you are going to be nothing but a sponge, only absorbing water and doing nothing else. But even a sponge, after absorbing water, when you put pressure on the sponge, what comes out? Water. Let me leave you finally with this quote by a Buddhist monk, that you are walking with a hot cup of coffee and someone bumps into you and you spill the coffee. Why did you spill the coffee? And some of the students will say, because someone bumped into me. And others gave other answers, and he said, no. You spilled the coffee because that was what was in the cup. If water had been in the cup, you'd have spilled water. If milk had been in the cup, you'd have spilled milk. If beans had been in the cup, you'd have spilled beans. The lesson is, the character and culture you develop through learning is what comes out when you are under pressure.